Browns fans, it's week 14 and it's another year where you made it this far and you barely have a chance to get into the playoffs. And as you can tell here by Google Trends, it's that time again. Everybody wants to know, what are the Browns' playoff chances? Do the Cleveland Browns even have playoff chances? Yes, they do. They are not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet. And if you've been searching for this and you like to listen to someone explain to you the playoff scenarios for the Browns instead of having to sift through some gobbledygook that you have to read, well, I'm your guy. I'm Ryan for Silly Reviews, and sometimes I talk sports. Most of the time I do product reviews, but this is time for sports and Cleveland Browns. Now, I am a New Orleans native. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, but in the AFC, I've got to pick a team. It keeps things spicy, especially when the Saints have down years. And I'm picking the Browns. I love the Browns. I love the fan base because I can appreciate the struggle. So what is the struggle like right now for the 2019-2020 NFL season? Well, with four of the games left, the schedule's like this. They're playing home against the Bengals, at the Cardinals, home against the Ravens. They finish out the season on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. So people are getting excited because they see the Bengals on here twice, okay? Keep in mind, Browns are fighting for a sixth seed in the playoffs. There's nothing else available for them. The division winners have it on lock, especially in their division, especially in the Browns division. The fifth spot is locked down. It's going to be Buffalo or New England. So the sixth spot is all there is. Now, New York Times, and once I got through the paywall, New York Times is a really cool tool here, and we can play along. You're basically going to pick who you think is going to be the winner of the Browns' next four games, and it's going to give you those playoff chances. So let's be realistic here. I am a fan, but I guess I'm not a hometown diehard, so I'm going to be realistic here. Bengals, people are excited about it. Bengals are terrible this year. Guess what? That's a division rival. Never a gimme. I think right now they're going to stay alive. They're going to get to 6-7, and Browns are going to win it. Now we're going to see this chance to make the playoffs kind of move around, right? And it's based on thousands of simulations. So week 14 game, they win against the Bengals. Chance to make the playoffs seems to be at 6%, 5 or 6%. It's kind of fluctuating. Let's look at the next game at the Cardinals. Now, Browns on the road, not always a good thing. Let's say they're still motivated. They take a win into Arizona. They get the win over Arizona. Arizona, definitely can beat the Browns. That's for sure. I think the Browns are going to ride it in. They're going to take that one, okay? Look how optimistic I am for you Browns fans who want to know, what are the Browns' playoff odds? Well, look, the odds are going up now. This tool is showing us 7%, 8%. For a Browns fan, that's optimism. That's not bad for a playoff shot, okay? Where's Derek Anderson when you need him? So now it seems like it's resting on 10% with back-to-back wins, week 14, week 15. Now we're talking week 16. Browns, home game against the Ravens. Have the Ravens at that point probably locking up the division for sure? Do they start resting? Do they start laying back? Do they start protecting that phenomenal quarterback? I don't think they do. I think they're going for it. Lots of things can happen. They might be in contention for, trying to get a 2 seed, trying to get a 1 seed, trying to get that home field advantage throughout. I think the Browns can't win this game. And I think Browns fans are going to be crushed. And you can see once a week 16 loss for the Browns happens, those Cleveland Browns playoff chances plummets. So we're teetering 1 to 2%. And as that finishes the simulations, we're going to look at week 17. Still alive in this scenario. On the road against the Bengals. But here's the problem. People on the Cincinnati Bengals, they're playing for their job, and I bet you might underestimate just what that can do for a man or a woman or whatever you identify as to go all out and really show your talents. You package that with wanting to upset division rivals, wanting to be the spoilers, and it's hard for me to think that the Browns can pull this off just based on history. I don't think they can do it. After 29,120 simulations to this point, the Browns wouldn't control their own destiny. So let's remember that throughout the whole thing. They're not going to beat the Bengals. Not twice in the same season. Not on the road. So at that point, believe it or not, the football gods could still put the Browns into the playoffs. It would be a less than 1% chance. Oh, wait a minute, ladies and germs. After 28,736 simulations, 0%. 0%. And at that point, Browns fans, leave a comment for me. If this happens, if this scenario or a scenario like this happens, what do you see going on for the future? Give me some insight as a Browns fan insider. What's going on with the franchise? What would be going on with Baker Mayfield, the running backs, the receivers? What kind of contracts have you guys in a bit of a pickle going into the offseason? I want to know more about the Browns because I'm going to keep following them. So anyway, my name is Ryan. Like I said, I usually do product reviews. I've been doing them since 2006, but sometimes I like to talk sports, especially when we get into this meaty part of the NFL season. I hope you all have a great day, and I do appreciate you watching, listening, or doing both.